This is a quick Schoology refresher that will help you to be able to connect with your students and connect with parents and other teachers right inside Schoology. So to get started, we're going to visit the Schoology website and click Login. From there, we're going to enter in our FCCPS username and email, and then our password. And click Login. Now, when we're inside of Schoology, the first thing we want to do is check out our account settings, which is under the down arrow, and we can change some things here. Inside of our account settings, we can choose our first name, last name, and also our primary email. In addition, we can also connect to other tools such as Twitter and Google, and we have access to our individual Schoology account in case we would like to use that inside our Google Calendar. We can also link accounts and merge accounts here if we need it. And of course, we would want to make sure that we save all of our changes. In addition, we can also adjust our notifications. By clicking on notifications, we can choose whether or not to receive notifications either via email or by our mobile cell phone. We could scroll down and turn any of these on or off depending on the preferences that we have for our account, and click Save Changes. Next, going back to our courses, we can either choose to join a course, create a course, or to see previous courses, we can click on See All. This will allow us to view our current courses and our archived courses. By clicking on Archived, we will be able to see all of our previous courses in Schoology. So if I wanted to change or add something to any one of these courses, I could find the course that I want, and I could click the Settings button, and this would allow me to edit it, add members. I could even copy this section for an additional course that I want for this school year. And lastly, I can even delete this course if I want. If I want to add a section, I can just click on the Add Section button, and that will provide me with all the information that's already imported, and then I can just make some changes and add sections by clicking on a couple buttons here. If I want my students to enroll in one of my courses, I can have them simply click the Join button in their account, and then they would type in the access code that's provided inside of our course. This is an easy way for students to be able to join our courses that we have already created for them. If we want to create a new course, all we have to do is click on the Create button. This will allow us to enter in some information such as the school, the course name, course code, and if we have different sections. We can also choose our subject area, grade level, and so on. Now, groups is where we're going to connect with other students and other teachers. For example, you might have a department group, you might have a school group, you also might have an extracurricular activity group that you are participating with your students. So groups are going to be the places where we can communicate and collaborate with other educators and other students. Lastly, our resources is where we can store all of our documents and files in one place. If we click on Personal, this will be the place where we have all of our resources that have been uploaded. So by clicking in our Resources folder, we can see all of the resources that we've uploaded, and we can also add resources such as assignments, quizzes, files, and links. In addition, we can reorder our folder any way we want, or we could choose to auto-arrange the folder. Now, let's say I want to create a course, and I want to access some of the resources that are in my resources archive. I would click Create. I can call this just a test. And out of the subject area, I'll just do technology, grade level, I'll do 7th grade, okay, and I'll choose the 2013-2014 year. I can also add a period here if I want. I'm going to click Create. So now I've created this course, and let's say I want to add some resources that I already have in my repository. So what I can do is go to Resources, click on Personal, and let's say I want to add this. So I can click Add to Course, or I can copy my resources or even move them to a different place. But for this, I'm going to click Add to Course. Now, I'm going to go ahead and select Test Section 1, which is the course I just created, and click Add. Now, this is copying all of my courses, which will allow me to access my resources right inside of the new course that I just created. So when I click here, I still have all of my resources that were originally in my resources repository. So now, when I click on Courses, I have my new course that I just created. And when I click on Materials, you'll notice I have this folder that says Resources. So now when I click here, it has all the resources that was once stored in my repository. I could do this for all of my courses if I want, or I could select the individual resources that I want for each of my classes. Now, if I want to add resources to my resources repository, I can click on a folder or an individual link or file, and I can go over to the Settings tab, click the down arrow, and I can simply either copy this to a specific course, or I can choose to save this into my resources. So anytime I add a new material, such as an assignment, a quiz, or a file or a link, I can choose to save that to my resources, or I can choose to simply copy that to a specific course. Next, I'm going to show you how to access your parent access codes for any one of your courses. So what I'm going to do is go to Courses, and I'm going to click on the new course that I just created. And I'm going to add a member. So it looks like it's just me for right now, but I'm going to add a student. So I'm just going to select Mary Ellen Henderson, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on the first student and click Add Member. Now, there's a little button down here. If you see, this is the access code that all students will need in order to enroll in this course. And there's a button down here that says Parent Access Codes. By clicking this button, it will pull up the parent access code for every student that is enrolled in my course. So by clicking here, I can choose to download the parent access code. And by clicking on this file, it will open up a spreadsheet that has each parent access code. Now, it's hard to see, but I'll zoom in. And you can see here for this student, we have the parent access code right here, and I would just simply email that to the parent, or I could give it to the parent in person. So, I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope this gives you a few more tips and tricks on how to get started, and I wish you the best of luck with using Schoology with other educators, parents, and students this year.